Good evening. It's now the 23rd of December, and some of you wishing it was 26th to get Christmas over. It doesn't really bother me, but I know I was drinking, and the message really is not to relapse and don't be tempted by the first drink. It's very bright. You don't want to be back to square one. And there's a lot of people have said the first drink is the most dangerous, isn't it? Because that's the one that's going to get you in a mess. Hiya, Doug, how are you doing? Nice to see you. So the first drink is the most dangerous, in my opinion, because you can't just have one. If you just have one tonight, you probably have another one tomorrow. That's the power of this addiction, isn't it? It just sits there waiting to get you back, and that'll take you back to a much worse place than you were previously. But that's what happened in my experience. 8 years sober, I thought I'm going to be fine. I didn't want to drink really, but I thought, I will just to keep this new relationship alive. Because you start to ask questions about, you're an alcoholic. I didn't want to admit it. You know, it's like when you're not like that's so about confident, you don't want to admit the fact you've got a problem. Hi, Pixel, how are you doing? And that's, I think, an early sobriety. That's quite a difficult thing for people to get over, especially this time of year. You know, why didn't you ever drink? It's Christmas. You know, because you don't want one, do you? I didn't want one after 8 years, really, but I went along with the game, as it were. You know? It's not a game anymore, it's death, isn't it? As I found out, you know, and it was pretty quick to catch me up, really. Hi, John, hope you're well. Hello, Kathy. Nice early start, isn't it? Well, not early start, prompt start. A few people on. So we must get the next few days out of the way. I think it's a difficult time for a lot of people, Christmas. A lot of people are off as well. Off work is another thing, a bit bored, and there's not the usual activities to do. It's winter time. Fortunately, it's getting a little bit later, so it hasn't been too much. Well, it hasn't been too cold, is it? And you know, that's all these things drag us back to the pub. The dark nights, so you know, log fire, carry on. The fact everyone seems to be having a good time, but they're not really. I wasn't when I was drinking. Hi, Dennis. Nice to see you, and hope you're well. Hope everyone's well. And it'll be Christmas Eve and Christmas Day will be done and dusted. And people will just be the sigh of relief, all that money that's been wasted. And it is a waste of money, isn't it? That's the whole thing. For children, isn't it? But adults go crazy. I remember I was just thinking back when I was about 16, 17. Everyone thought Christmas was wonderful, didn't they? When they were a teenager and got the pub and going to midnight mass and going to a party and all that sort of thing. Even then it was crazy, wasn't it? I'm not we drinking. New Year's Eve with my dad, we used to do this first foot thing. He was a local policeman, so he knew everybody. He used to go from door to door on New Year's Eve, and I used to get a few drinks when I was 13, 14. I mean, he wouldn't have done that if it was heroin, would he? So you got to be very careful with booze. It's everywhere, isn't it? Like I was saying. So, yeah, keep yourself positive. All good here, mate. I'm off till the 5th of January, see? There's a lot of people off for a while. There's still a lot of people work Christmas Day, but nowhere near as many people are off for 2 weeks. I've seen a few people wandering around the high street who already look a bit out of sorts, you know, dishevelled already. They've only been off a few days. But by the pub is packed, the Wetherspoons is anyway. Other places are too expensive, I think, for a lot of people, especially in the northeast. The recession's hitting hard, isn't it? But then again, the shops, geez. Extra tills on and all this sort of thing because people are buying more and more food and lots of booze as we used to. I used to buy a lot of booze at Christmas. You know, it was good work. I used to have a few when I finished work and all that sort of thing. Hi Nathan, alcohol nearly robbed me of my young family. Finally managed to pull myself out of it. These videos have really helped. Thanks to you. Welcome, Nathan. I'm glad I can help. That's what I'm here for. And there's other people on here helping as well. Everyone contributes, so don't think your comment isn't worthy because they're all worthy. The more experience we've got together, the more comments we get, the more knowledge, the stronger we come, really. Drink a hello, Stephen. Everybody, hope you're all doing all right. Yeah, all done. All done today. I think I've done all the Christmas shopping stuff I had to do. It's all the nonsense, isn't it, really? It's a big business, but it'll be over soon. And a lot of people, thank God. But having a sober Christmas is quite good because you can rise above all the carry on, all the busy pubs. You don't have to go in there and, you know, push past people to pay for poison. You don't have to do that anymore. If you want to go for a soft drink or something, you can go and walk out again because you don't need it. I had so many panic attacks over the Christmas period when I had that 6 years back on the booze, where I would think, where am I going to get the booze from? The pubs are, the pubs will be closed short hours on Christmas anyway, 11 to 3 or something. Then we know we're open. Well, it's all extra pressure when you're an alcoholic, when you're a problem drinker, because you need this stock, and it's constant worry about where you're going to get your next drink. It was very busy and something like that, but yeah, it's crazy. John, I've still got shopping to do. Wish I started earlier. I see. Beat the rush. Better when you quickly got to buy for. I only got my fiance, mother, daughter, partner, and baby, really. I don't normally get anything myself. I hope somebody else gets me something. And they don't need a lot, do you? I mean, all I need now is health and strength. Interesting statistic, which I mentioned yesterday, was about between 70 and 80% of people in care homes don't need to be in there for any medical intervention. It's mainly because of mobility. So if you get off the booze, then you concentrate on your physical strength, really, and your overall health. That'll keep you out of needing more care when you're older. We all think we're not going to be older. When we're 20, we never think we're going to make 40. Before you don't think you're going to make 50, and the years fly over, don't they? So what you do now will massively benefit you in the future. That's got to be a good reason to stay off the booze, isn't it? And to eat properly, eat well, always buy the best food you can afford, as Gordon Ramsay said. Eat well, prioritize rest and sleep if you can. Trying to get too stressed. I know it's difficult when you've got families and and maybe there's financial problems. Everyone has financial problems. We all have worries. But when you're sober, you can deal with those worries in a more calm manner, and that'll relieve your stress. And having less stress is a massive benefit for your health. I know a doctor very well who's retired. He's in his 70s now, Indian guy, very, very clever guy. Not just because he was a doctor, he's just a clever bloke. There's certain people you meet and you think, they're switched on. And he said he used to get a lot of patients coming in, mainly men, between 40 and 50 years of age, and, they're stressed. And he said, why don't you just cut down the booze, it'll help you. Because even if you're just having a few pints every night, you do wake up with a hangover, you do feel tired, you do feel irritable, you just feel a bit tetchy, you don't feel relaxed. And then you come home at night after working a few beers. When you're supposed to be resting and sleeping, your body's working overtime to get rid of the beer or the wine or the alcohol. Many people loading their car with wine, spirits, and beer. I said to myself, I'm glad to be sober now. Yeah, you do, don't you? It's great to watch them paying 180 quid for their shopping bill. Those only 40. Most of theirs is alcohol. And cigarettes. Cigarettes are 16 quid a packet now. The massive queue in Asda for the counter. 2 and 3, 5, 6 packets of them sleeve. Odds out for paying for cigarettes. Pixel, the thought of another binge drinking Christmas through to New Year makes me feel queasy, and me. I don't know how I survived it. To be honest with you, I mean, I don't think I survived it. I mean, I must have had some resolve and some push just to get into work for 6 o'clock in the morning in the West End of London. And then shift work, early, late nights, rotating all the time, extra time, overtime. And I don't know how we did it. There's people who but I mix with a lot of heavy drinkers when I was in the police. Not everyone was heavy drinking, but birds of a feather flock together, don't they? Blackstone, I have been drinking myself into a dysfunctional stupor for 10 years, and thanks to Sue, I've achieved 4 months of no drinking. I can see a future with alcohol. That's thanks, Blackstone. Yeah, it's good that you can focus on the future, because when you're drinking, when I was drinking heavily, I didn't have any focus. I lost my purpose in life, the ambition goals. And, Blackstone's done really well there, because you do live in a stupor. I lived in a state of minor withdrawal, with major withdrawal at the end, for many years, where I was never actually having a clean break from it, until I had a seizure trying to stop. And that was the only time I got some diazepam out from it. And obviously since 2019, I was told I would die if I drank again, and then I've had to stop it. And I've stopped it. And I'm so pleased that my life's balanced out a bit, well, massively, because I know I wouldn't be here, or I'd be like the other people who are my age, walking around on sticks and sitting on these bloody mobility scooters and looking absolutely dishevelled and with no hope really. And I feel sorry for them in a way, but they won't help themselves. So what can I do? Hope these lives benefit you. If they do, then please drop a super chat in, or buy me a coffee. The more support we get, the better. We had a lot of support last night, which is brilliant, and keeps the lights on as it were. Hi, Samara, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Did you see that thing you would have done in Shropshire where the dam collapsed or the bank collapsed and all the boat sank? Basically, I didn't see a lot of it, but I saw a headline about it. It looked quite a major incident. Actually, I thought it was disclosed a major incident in Shropshire. I don't think it's done that way, but anyway, it looked pretty bad. So yeah, you get a lot of benefits from keeping sober, and you will attract better energy. It's a funny thing, this energy. It's my partner put me on all that energy, Karen. But I think she's right in a way. The more you do, you become more helpful as well, when you're sober. Hold doors open for people. You let old people help old people across the road, do all these sort of good things, because when you're in this horrendous phase of alcohol addiction in a cycle, then you're just fighting for your own day to survive that day, aren't you? You haven't got time for the people when you're on the booze. Jim Jack, how you doing? You still all well? Thanks again for your time. Not sure if anyone else has seen there's a little naff, might be me. I'm not sure, it has been a bit strange here, the signal recently. I don't know why. Actually, nothing but a mere pothole. Well, it looked big. And in the pub in our village, the cheap one. That's the worst one, isn't it? There is happy hour tomorrow and on Christmas to lure them in. Jesus. There's much something, isn't there? But Wellsbones is the only one that's really busy in the town I'm in. And a lot of other towns, because they're half price to everywhere else. And if you want a few pints, that's where you're going to go, isn't it? And it's changing a little bit from what used to be the old Soaks place, where people go at 9 o'clock. There's more, people are more price wary now. Everything's price driven. So you're getting more couples going in. I mean, the food is rough, but for a price, say, I don't know, maybe you have a glass of wine and it's getting a zero. It's about £6.5. A couple of doors down, it's 12, 13, £15, So forces beyond your control can take away everything you possess, except one thing: your freedom to choose how you will respond to the situation. That's true. Yeah, it's up to us now. It's doing when you're in active addiction to stop. Once you've finished with it, then you got a little bit of time under your belt, like Blackstone's 4 months. Then it becomes easier, probably, to say no. And once you've got to that point, you really want to watch it in a way. When you say no, and you can relax without it, and you don't have to think about getting stock. You don't have to worry about filling the fridge with booze anymore, or getting your bottle of whiskey, whatever you drink. That's the thing. Jim Black, hi, tomorrow following you today. Another random query story. Sorry, Steve, do you have a standout Christmas New Year's hangover from hell? Must have knocked over 3+ Christmas trees in my time. I was hungover for years, to be honest with you, Jumping Jack. I can't really pinpoint any particular time. I always felt a bit of brain fog. I just felt, exhausted. It's the best way of putting it. Like I say, if you have a drink at night, or end of your shift, and you go to bed, your liver's working overtime to get rid of all the alcohol, isn't it? And your digestive system working hard, and it becomes a bit of a nightmare, a total nightmare, to be honest. And you can't function properly. That's why you feel exhausted. That's why the guys I still speak to, or will speak to me still, because I've lost a lot of drinking buddies, obviously, because they're just jealous that I'm sober. They'll always sitting with a handkerchief or coughing, or they just look rough. And they don't look after themselves. So they're in constant hangover, basically, and you don't look after yourself when you're boozing, do you? Every day you chase your tail because you haven't gone to bed in time, you haven't slept properly, you haven't ironed a shirt for the next day, you can't be bothered to get up early and get to work early and all that sort of thing. Well, thanks very much for that, Jumping Jack. Hope others can add a sort of chat. These are absolutely priceless. All the very best to you all. Thank you, Jumping Jack. Excellent message there. I hope those can have a super chat. These are absolutely priceless. All the very best. Cheers, gentlemen. That's really good of you. And appreciate it. Makes a massive difference to the channel. And it's nice to get so much support. It's massive, isn't it? It's huge. Everyone who comes on here, I think, benefits from having a chat. It's nice to have this cohesion, I think. There's a lot of regulars here. I'd like to get a few more people on, but the best way to do that is probably to advertise on Instagram and TikTok and things. But see how we go. It's still working pretty well at the moment, keeping people off the booze. That's the main thing, isn't it? I keep people focused. There's a lot of people on here who are quite willing to sobriety now, which is good. Blackstone thing is, even when you are sober, getting up for work early is not easy. But it's a hell of a lot easier than after drinking. Exactly. Yeah. Got an early start in the morning. You think, God, I've got to go to bed early. But I don't know how I did it. Like I say, I've been away a lot with my fiance, Samantha, quite a bit. Early starts, 3 o'clock in the morning to get up for 6 o'clock flight. I used to do that when I was drinking. Unbelievable, isn't it? And then when I was working in a mess, I'd get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, go get the 5:05, and I forget the 5:05 underground train from Epping to Oxford Circus, get there 5:06 and run down Regent Street, get changed in uniform. How did we manage that? I couldn't. If somebody gave me a pill now, so this is, a magic wand so you can drink again, I would turn the fuck off. Because I felt so ill all the time. But you put it down to, oh, it's all right, everyone else is doing it, and it's social, like the pub, and everyone's in there and all this. But it's just nonsense when you actually get a bit older and grow up a bit. That's what it's all about, growing up, really, isn't it? At the end of the day. But it's just this Ferris wheel, isn't it? Running round and round in this cycle of have a drink, everyone's going to be out. The fear of missing out was massive for me. That was a big thing. I actually missed out on nothing. Thank you, John. It's so good if you put that so much in. Johnson, everyone, appreciate your efforts, Steve. Thanks very much. I really appreciate that. Thanks for everybody who's supported the channel for a while now. It's been going nearly, I think it's 20 months now, isn't it? 19 months. It's not 2 years yet. We're doing pretty well. It's one of the leading channels in the UK, apparently, which is brilliant in the time it's been running. But people like yourselves have helped a massive amount. Hot Penny, well, hello, how are you doing? I don't know exactly where you are, Hot Penny. But I know you're a massive fan and contributor, as are the other people. I know I've got most of the moderators on, so thanks for that. A good few months of moderating. I can't remember exactly when I started this, to be honest. I can look through the records and have a look. But it's a few months now. Stoic, love that student. I was asked if I could take a magic pill which made me drink like a gent, would I? I said the same, no chance, I don't miss it, I don't need it. Yeah, exactly, yeah. I don't think I need it anymore. I'm certainly a lot more confident than when I was younger, in a lot of ways. Not because I'm older, because I was drinking like a fish in 2019, wasn't it? I was getting on there. It's because I feel more relaxed. It's the first time for years, apart from a couple of times I was off it, when I got the help with the pills as well, with diazepam. The brief spell I was off it, the 8 years I was off it, I felt good then. But now I know it's finished, if that makes sense. So I can just get on with life sober. And you're right, there's no way I would go back. I can't. I might as well get a gun and shoot my brains out. It's as simple as that. That's my, I haven't got a second or third choice. I either drink myself to death or stay sober. And that's it. Isn't it? NF, good evening. Pixel, too steep about attracting positivity. Started going on early morning walks. Lots of good morning. How are you doing, Church? Feels good to engage in life again. See air in my lungs. Exactly. It's engaging again, isn't it? You tend to steer away from people when you're drinking. I did anyway. They're very lonely. I'm just talking about lonely as in a relationship. I just became lonely in myself. I wouldn't speak to anybody. Felt a bit embarrassed. No, I speak to lots of people. I'm not, you didn't go in the supermarket. People say, "Oh, how are you doing?" Because you look all right. You look alert. You look chatty. You're approachable. You're not approachable when you're pale. You haven't had a shave. You look rough. Your teeth are rotten. You've got food stains all down your clothes. You're not approachable. Right? If you look like Rapsy Nesbitt, you're not approachable. If you look like Piers Brosnan, you are. It's just something that's that, really, isn't it? I know that's a bit extreme. It's true, isn't it? If you sit on a train in a vest with a can of Stella, nobody's going to speak to you. and that's how you attract the negative stuff, isn't it? Oh, Florida, Hot Penny, Florida now. Originally Long Island, New York. My name is Maya. As in Michigan accent. I know it's Maya. Fantastic Florida, yeah. I'm sure you mentioned before. That must be nice. How you take care? How you doing? Paul Cole. I watched something earlier on a YouTube channel called British Truth Report. Avoid these 8 top beers. I'll have a look at that. What were the top 3 or 4, Paul? John Robson Nesbitt. He was a character, wasn't he? In his vest. No. It's true though. If you don't want to get crowded out by people, start drinking a can in the street. That's just a joke. You know what I mean? I remember though, I drinking a white line inside at once outside King's Cross because I was so desperate for a drink. There's an off license around there years ago. This was. Do you want to have a habit of asking random questions? Do you think alcoholism is genetic in your family? My dad's unfortunately a heavy binge drinker. I was daily. So I find it very interesting. Thanks. I don't think it's genetic. I think it's learned behaviour. To be honest, John Jack, I think it might be learned behaviour, but I can't say I've done that much research into it. You know, when you got a heavy drink in the family, maybe they do that. My parents drank a little bit, and they used to make home brew, and I started my home brew. But they weren't alcoholics; they weren't problem drinkers. I mean, my dad was 92 when he unfortunately passed 4 years ago. My mother's 94. She didn't do them any harm, did it? But they only drank occasionally. So I'm not sure about the genetic link. Mia, like a cat, not Penny, not Maya. Mia. It's a nice name, isn't it? Come here, Mia. So when I first beat my addiction, I was surprised at how many strangers would say hi to me when walking my dog around the park. Exactly. Because before, people can tell you're heavy drinking or a problem drinking. I'm sure they can. So when I strike, there's a magic pill that makes you perform better in the bedroom, but no, take yourself out. I'm sure you get one. Blue or green or white even. I heard a poignant quote a few days back. If alcohol is the solution, what is the question? Not sure why I found this helpful, but I thought I'd share. It's good, yeah. Yeah, the problem was us in a way, wasn't it? Ghost of Rat Pit, here's Rat's back. Hey Steve, I'm going to see you when you close your eyes on Christmas Eve. You'll have to forgive all the rats you have wrong. Oh, God. Check out. I learned drinking in the youth club. My mother didn't drink. My father maybe one beer in the summer year. We learn it from all sorts of places, don't we? Like I say, learn behaviour. It's a bit like, I know it sounds a bit stereotypical, this, but the fat parents generally have a larger child, and the fit family are generally fitter. That's just learned behaviour again, isn't it? Take it. Do they sell White Lightning? That was horrible stuff. It was years ago. This a little off license was at King's Cross. When King's Cross was rough, it's a better area now. It was really bad. Mia, on the train with a needle in your arm, you won't make a friend. A can of beer, the drug is good, is all good with people. Yeah, I get your point. Picture is Ratman back. I don't know. Tell you the rat trolls are back. Well, get rid of that. Can somebody get rid of that ghost of Christmas rat, please? I wonder what all that's about. John Jack, I don't think alcoholism is hereditary. It's learned. Yeah, I think so. My dad was a heavy drinker too. So was his dad, right? So hey, so I found a stoic quote for you by Epictetus, whatever that is. Epictetus. We should not moor a ship with one anchor, or a life with one hope. Is that one rope? Or... It's good that, yeah. I've been watching a few of these philosophy things. Are quite interesting. Paul Cockerell, my brother describes White Lightning, and it's like a brain rot. It was horrendous. The only thing I could get from this off license place was pretty awful. Paul Cole, Carling was number one. I will let you watch the rest. You wouldn't believe what things go into them. Carling, that's so weak though, wasn't it? Absolutely dreadful. Remember Carling? Skull. Does anybody remember Ace Lager? I don't know if anybody looks at Viz Comic. This Ace Lager was in a grey can, blue writing on it. I drink hundreds of those. Hundreds a week. I don't know why. It is Party 7, that was one, yeah. CID used to have lots of them, didn't it? If you ever watch a programme about the police called Life on Mars, also What News Party 7. So I definitely think it is, Steve. Oh, just missed that. It's just gone off again. Stoic. Oh yeah. Did you see the film Drunk? The film Drunk. No, I haven't seen that drinking. What's that about? I've just drunkenness, but I mean, what sort of context? Quentin Crisper. I remember White Lightning, which I hated. It was horrible, wasn't it? But sometimes I used to have a cider because I couldn't stomach the lager. It made me sick. I was to mix the two. But I never ever hit shorts of wine, which is really odd, according to the doctors anyway. John Doe, Life and Mars. It was good, wasn't it? Well, I was in the Met in those days. Well, roughly around the same time. More like the Sweeney time, when everything was like, "Call, blimey, governor, you're in charge of the shooters, George," and all that. And it was a rough old game then, but it was a lot of people used to end up in the bar after, Case cider got me. I've got a mate who drank that. He always had a couple of cans in the car. He doesn't drink and drive, but it's got a red K on it. That's really strong, apparently. I'll tell you one thing I couldn't stomach, and it was special brew. But if you mixed it with a weaker lager, it wasn't too bad. It was a strong drink, special brew. All these sort of things are bad. But Scotland, Carling did nothing for me. No, it's Desperado. Okay, cider. Didn't like cider. No, not particularly me. It was just took a little bit of edge off the lager, had a little bit of kick. John, they're proper realistic, as in the era, the cars, the people say. Yeah, it's very similar, John. There's no, yeah. Hot penny. Yeah, drove my truck off the road into a cemetery on a pint of white lantern, split between three of us. 8-year-old. How I wished I'd taken the message way back then. I know we should have known, shouldn't we? Quentin crisp and dried. But barley wine was not for me. Oh yeah, God, I couldn't have that. I tried it. Tried everything. Mainly Pils Lager was my drink. Or in the end, Guinness, because it was easy to drink. Frank, how are you doing? Ever drank white creamy smoke? No. I haven't, Frank, but maybe you have. Lots of it, I imagine. TK cider put me in hospital with a stroke. It's lethal stuff. Yeah, it's horrendous. That okay. It's about 15%, isn't it? TK cider put me in hospital. Yeah, it's horrendous. That. Okay. Anything over about 8%. That Weston's is about 7 or 8%, isn't it? I believe. It's quite heavy stuff. That. Another thing which I started to drink at the end of my drinking career, as it were, was Leffe. And there was one called Double Diamond. Yeah, I've heard of that as well. Drink I was also vodka drinker. It's when hot penny you drunk the beer and saw the spirits. Yeah, that was the problem, wasn't it? Too much. I remember became my best man. He's dead, unfortunately. He died a few years ago, but he knew I was a heavy drinker when I was young. And he said, you need to stop drinking before you can't drink anymore, if that makes sense. Thanks for getting rid of him, Frank. Frank Giamigi. Some dickheads about there. They must be on the drink at Christmas or on drugs or something. All these trolls coming up. It amuses me, It's, there's nothing funny about it, really. I still have nerves, no cravings, changes day by day. It's mind altering, isn't it? Paul, they sell Leffe and Wetherspoon still. It blows your head off. It's about 6 or 7%, isn't it? Quentin, when I was a spirit drinker, and it was my downfall. Does you think it makes any difference what you drink? Because I was in a hell of a mess and I died through drinking lager. So, was I lucky to be here because I didn't drink spirits, or the doctors, the top of the tree consultants, hepatologists, the liver specialists, transplant surgeon, they'll say it doesn't make any difference. But I'm not sure about that, and how much it hits you quicker. Maybe does it do more damage? I'm not sure. But certainly, I know a lot of alcoholics, or what I've heard from them is that they used to drink vodka because they could put it in a bottle of water, that sort of thing, which is an easy way to hide, isn't it? Paul, have you tried the crisp sandwich yet? I still haven't, actually, no. I don't eat a lot of bread, but I will try one. I just had a prawn salad with some avocado, actually. Quentin, I was functioning alcoholic and still here after 30 years. I think I always like that as well. I had brief periods off, but, do we function properly, or do we do half-hearted? Are we just part of the game? We don't think we function properly, do we? So these trolls need drugs to feel good. Realistically, that's pathetic. Yeah, it's terrible. Folk, isn't it? Pathetic, that's a good word. They're in here when they don't need to be. The only alternative is they do need to be in here, and they're jealous. Of course, they're jealous. Idiots, aren't they? Terrible, really. I found it easy back then. It gets you hammered faster. Yeah, I suppose it does. Yeah, gets you. It's more of a hit, isn't it? Quentin, not saying it's good. No, I know what you're saying, Quentin. Yeah, it is difficult. Yeah, we conform, not function. I think we function. We can function, but we're controlled by it. If that makes sense. Me, if I stuck with only beer, I might have been a social drinker. I hit the vodka. I shit the bed. Drunk 6 days after. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, I think you're right, Quentin. We conform. We're controlled by it. If that makes sense. I hope you like these. Or benefit from these one-to-ones. If you do, please support the channel. A couple of people put some super chat in. There's a buy me coffee link as well there. If you want to support the channel. Blackstone, Google AI is saying some people can be more vulnerable to alcohol because of one, genetic overstimulation of rewards response to alcohol. Dopamine, isn't it? Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. And two, deficit in executive function of self-control. Right, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm sure mine was habit and led to addiction. That's the problem. In addition, I couldn't look at myself in the mirror and could and look people in the eye. Yeah, I like that. That's me as well. I couldn't do that. Even when I was getting briefings in the police, I used to be a little bit wary, a bit nervous. I don't give an F. I don't give a fuck now about life. I don't mean life, sorry. About small problems. So a traffic warden puts a ticket on the car, just give him it back. And say you're an idiot. Things like that. You're strong when you're sober. You're weak when you're a drinker. Really weak. So I used to drink every morning. An empty stomach, then vodka immediately it got in my brain. Yeah, I used to have the same with lagers, but I used to be sick sometimes. Straight away. So I'm needing a couple of glasses of vodka before I even went to work, otherwise I couldn't function. Then just secretly topped up during the work day. Yeah, I know what you're saying. You really knack it down here because you start to withdraw pretty quick. Paul Beer, my bad is 420 plus beer. 420 plus beer. What does that mean, Paul? That's 420. Blackstone, right, but I agree. It is also a learned behaviour, especially when you keep drinking in response to stress and problems. Yeah, that's what happened to me. But I used to drink more when I was happy than down, to be honest. Quentin, everything will start with low self-confidence. 100% agree with that. I agree with that, definitely. Hot Penny.
My wife to be Red Heart or Sam.
It's basically sort of the problem for a lot of people. Excuse me one minute, guys. 2 seconds. Special brew strongbow called us a brew boy blew my head off like a turbo snake bite. Wow, hot 420, that's cannabis. Oh, got you. Didn't know that, Kevin. This time of year, it's alcohol. So when I drink it up with hell. Love the ring. I'll just get this message for you. It's my dialect drink. Only joking. Can you imagine if it was a dialect drink? Fucking hell. Let me get back to this. Anyway, yeah, the ring's good, isn't it? The ring. There's always somebody, isn't there? Always somebody, but it's a very important person. When it's low self-confidence, I truly believe that for many reasons of an individual's life. Yeah, I think so. History of how to avoid dating and 40 credits every month. Ooh, that's all about. So from late nights and late mornings to early nights and early mornings, we're generally gaining more hours, which means more life. That's very true. I'm a firm believer. We don't just add, years to our life. You want to add some life to years, and you want to be more mobile. You want to be stronger. You want to be able to travel. You want more money. You're more ambitious. You can do more work. You can set a business up. You can do anything you want. When you're sober, you can't do anything when you're drinking. Kevin, got our Christmas party starts. We're probably staying off the poison now. Keep off it, Kevin. Keep us off it all. So the subject of the video tonight was basically the first drink is the most dangerous, isn't it? For all of us, really. I used empty water bottles and their vodka in to hide it on my work. Jesus. A lot of people use it in water bottles, isn't there? I remember being on an airplane maybe a few years ago, and there's one behind me, and she got on all right, and she said hello, whatever reason. And she got off and she could hardly walk. And I said, "Oh God, what's wrong with you?" Oh, she said, "I've just been drinking some water. I'm not feeling very well." I found out later it was vodka. She's been drinking a lot of vodka. Jesus. Hot penny, it's anesthesia for my middle class malaise. Yeah. It's true that, isn't it? Middle class malaise. Blackson, it's definitely Rick who else watching your videos to know what's in them and grieved and determined enough to keep us trying going listening. Do you think it's him? How has he even got the bollocks? Not the bollocks to do, or the time? Quentin, my face alone will be mine. Others will experience theirs. No one is the same, but many are similar. It's very true. That a lot of good chatting here. There's a lot of quite influential people, clever people who are alcoholics. It's not the daft ones, Because I think I use it to calm my mind. I think a lot of people do. We're very much overthinkers, aren't we? Careful, cycling is natural antidepressant, where I drink is adding to the depressions. Yeah, get cycling, get moving, get any exercise done. Someone looks like Rick's been on the piss again, trying to gate crash a sober party. Yeah, isn't he? Definitely Rick using your name as his profile name. He's the biggest bellend, isn't he? I'm going to have a little go at him. Was it worth my having a go at him? Not really. There's more to be pitied than laughed at, really, on these wankers. Talking about people's gossip. That's very true. Why not a bit of gossip? A bit of gossip's good sometimes. But yeah, trolls and pricks and all that. This is a very serious subject. This I know I laugh sometimes, but you have to put a bit of humour in it. What's your thoughts on Sober Start, Rick? I don't watch him that much. I think he's certainly gaining a lot of subscribers and views because of his nonsense, but he's not really a serious person, as it were. I think he's never going to get sober unless he truly gets rock bottom. I don't know what his motivation is. Quite nice. Thank you for understanding my comment, Stephen. Thank you. No problem at all. We're all here to make a comment and we're all here to keep each other healthy and happy, aren't we? Paul, that was the worst lager that night. Clubs used to sell watered down Miller Lite. Oh, God, horrible. I used to put a bit of lime in some of it, Some of it was so bad. Stoic, Tenny doesn't exist. So he would love the attention. I know, yeah. I just don't bother them, really. Bad Country's quite good. I don't, this Rick fella, I've always said he was a bit old. Alex, how are you doing? I feel like vodka is the most dangerous because it goes down the fastest and the easiest with a soft drink to wash it down. There you go, see. I've tried it but didn't like it. John, there was loads of trolls in here the other day. Whoever it is needs to grow the fuck up. I agree. The children, aren't they? That's all they have, playground. Danand, Sober Swims, had a great win for sobriety today. Also reminded me of how easy sobriety can be lost. Had a work party today and was on Heineken Zero. I was buying my own and someone bought me a regular Heineken. Oh, God. Keep away from it. You'll just realise as soon as you look at it, it's really the taste and the smell of it. It's not zero. Penny, not that I don't love good gossip, but some people like attention, positive or negative. Cody Penn. Understand what Penny got you. Thanks, Mia. Wakey. Do you still get cravings and urges to relapse? No. I'm past that now. Past that. I couldn't drink again. I'd die. Something like that. No chance. So Rick, aka Gimli, son of Gargloin. Yeah, Gimli. Excellent, good man. Donald, Chris the Walrus. Hi, Stephen. My friend is struggling with alcohol. Is there anything I can do to support him? If you go to any of the videos, or you have a look in the description, there's a link to a one-to-one service. There's also a link to my emails. You can send me a message and I'll get back to you. That makes sense. Or you can text me on this number. It's in the UK. And I'll see what I can do. That's for Chris there, or anybody else. I think when people speak or type or designate with a struggle. Yeah, understand. Yeah, Chris, get them to text that number, or on the descriptions I've got. You got it. Okay, okay. There's a lot of information on the description part as well. So yeah, keep off the booze. Plenty of water, plenty of sleep. Prioritize yourself. Make sobriety your goal and your mission every day. You know. So I thought I went back to the bar to say to the barman. Said I was supposed to be Heineken Zero. He said, "It's a Heineken Zero, mate." I just hit me. Well, surely that's good. That's very similar to hello Neil, how are you doing? Very similar to Guinness Zero. I got a pint when I was with recently, and I thought it was real stuff. It was zero. I got to show me the pump. It was actually on draft in Dublin. Quentin, I struggle, but I am getting there. Good. We'll just keep pushing, Quentin. Keep focused on how well you're going to be, how ill you're going to be if you start boozing again. I think after 1 month sober, I went to the pub, and the bartender had already Duvel ready. I didn't drink it. I gave away. No, I'm proud of them 5 months. Yeah, I think you're doing really well. Really well. 5 months to 10 to 6 months. Half a year. Then you've got to keep pushing because it will do the world good. It will add years to your life. A life to your years. It's simple as that. Good, Neil. I'm glad to see you're doing well. If you do want to drop a super chat and to support the channel, please do. And we'll keep going with these over Christmas if you want. Paul, 48 watching, but only 18. It takes less than a second to tap on it. Yeah, got you. Only 18. The thing is, we need to be strong. Otherwise, we're going to not be here long. We're not here long enough as it is, are we? At the end of the day, we need to be the survival of the fittest now, isn't it? It always has been in a way. It's getting harder for people, without a doubt. Much harder for people. You have to want to be so. You have to have a want or a need and do something which is more important to you than drinking. Baggins, I was only going to have 3 small bottles tonight. I want 6 cans. You see, it's a problem. When you start 1, you want 2, and so on goes on. I think I tapped the trumps ways before I start chatting. Got you. Yeah, Bangers, you need to get a hold of it. Really. I've plenty. The more sober days, the more to lose. In a week or 2, it's easier to throw away. Maybe a week of jail. Well, don't throw it away. That's the message, isn't it? Keep focused and keep sober, because nothing will take you down faster than another drink. It'll be so easy to drink again. I mentioned it before. If you go back in the pub and you see people, they will try and get you to drink. Because they don't like you anymore. You've just got to be, like I said before many times, the exclusive minority. If you can beat this, you're a dangerous person. I mean that in a good way. You're solid as a rock if you can beat this addiction. It's not easy. And the people on here who've been sober a while will tell you that. And nobody's here to bullshit. Because it's a life and death situation. It was with me and a few others on here. There's people on here who've had liver transplants. So beware of complacency, without a doubt. Quentin, take time out for yourself and your family. Same as I totally agree. Yeah, look after yourself. Blackstone, I think I found the one thing that is harder than Christmas or New Year. Was invited to a high school reunion today. But that was interesting. So I did visit the pub occasionally after starting drinking, but the buzz wasn't there. It was more torture than pleasure. That's exactly what I feel. You can't be bothered with bell ends, can you? How many units would you a day? I could drink 20 pints a day, sometimes more. But that wasn't every day. And in the end, I couldn't drink much at all. I would just drink a little bit to keep myself steady, if that makes sense. Be kind. You're allergic to alcohol. Mystery solved. Some people might be, I don't know. Porco, more of these. Yeah, plenty of likes, and please watch the videos. And if you can support, then please do. John, please, cheers, mate. So Rick seems like an all right guy, but man, he does not help himself. He almost welcomes the chaos. He does. He parades it, doesn't he? Where's our friend with the liver transplant? It was Leslie, yeah, in Paris. She's still okay though. Paul, I've often noticed how many of the barmaids in my local Wetherspoons don't drink. That's probably because they've witnessed. 100%, Paul. Alex, you can start to become intolerant to it after a while. You notice your skin becoming very flushed around the neck and face. That's a good point, yeah. Mine was like that. Drink indeed, XO, my friends over there, always telling me the same story over again. Yeah, they watch cartoons. The idiots. I never did that. I don't think I did. My allergic alcoholic breakout in handcuffs. Yeah. I think it's a histamine response. You never know, yeah, antihistamines. But, it's all very well being here, but you must go, when you're finished here, you must still have this on your mind. Sobriety is your main focus in life now. It's a lifelong battle, because I know people that have been to where we are now, but so and have gone back again. I go every 6 months for a consultation at a liver place and a scan, and I said to the girls, many people come in here after 8, 10 years, and have relapsed. A lot of people. It just shows you how quickly you can relapse, isn't it? So the swims, wishing everyone here a very happy Christmas. I have to put off now. This group was really amazing. Thanks, Silver Swims. Appreciate it. So repetitive of the conversations, hot penny or ridiculous. And the boozer. Be kind, I'm allergic to alcohol. That's why I can't drink. It's simple understanding that's kept me clean for 36 years. That's amazing. That's the longest person. Well, the longest sober person here. 36 years. Marcia, Merry Christmas. To you, bye, Danand. Stay sober and strong. Yeah, sober and strong is the only way to go. And I hope we can all stay that way over Christmas and for the rest of our lives. Tomorrow we rarely meet our drinking friends outside the pub. No, they're always in there. The same people. Same people, same stool, same table, same drink, same time. Hot penny is no different than a diabetic staying off sugar. It's very true. But we could be told we've got a heart problem, keep off the fatty food or whatever, do some exercise. We tend to follow the doctor with that. When they tell us to cut down the booze, you don't, do you? TK, my neighbour called in and dropped off 2 large bottles of beer, not knowing I quit ages ago. All these little things in Christmas that test us, they go in the cover of someone else. Best way, I know that there's some alcohol in this flat. My partner, bit of cider. I'll not drink it because I don't want to drink it. I want to be able to be reliable for my daughter and for my grandson, for my partner, for my mother, for you, for my doctor. I wouldn't let the consultant down who saved my life. There's so many people who admire you for what you've done, and forget about all the dickheads that you used to know and to say, you've got a better life now. They have a better life. This jealousy is incredible. Jealousy is a stronger emotional love, Pixel, Paul, you're right. My niece works some shifts in a wine bar. She said it put her off alcohol altogether. And I caught a regular bunch of fed-faced, pot-your-mouth losers. It's true. Yeah. I mean, I drive past Wetherspoons in the mornings, 9, half 9. You see people wandering out or wandering in who are the regulars, This time is a time for prayer and hope for the future. Christmas brings many memories. It does. So don't get too emotional about it, and keep plugging on. I'm going to disappear now once we eat. So we've done 50 minutes. So I'll come on tomorrow. Let me know if 7:30 is okay. I'll get on for 7:30 if I'm free. I should be. All being well, at least for an hour. So we don't rise to the standards we have when others are watching. We fall to the standards we have when no one is watching. The only work that really matters is the work that no one sees. It's true that privacy is give you a lot of peace in life, and it's important to look after yourself. You've got to put yourself first sometimes as well. I'm a bit of a selfless person, always given more than I got back in some ways, but when you're getting sober, you have to really focus on yourself, because if you don't, you can't look after anybody else. And if you can't look after anybody else, what's maybe in here, really? Because I saw a guy outside this last day that there must be about in the 70s, very well-to-do people, and big flash motors and all that. I said, "What are you doing for Christmas?" He said, "Oh, we haven't got any family. We're just going to stay here." And I felt quite sorry for him. his wife's a bit bullish, and now I understand why. So, don't judge people when you first meet them. People can have all sorts of problems, all sorts of issues in life. And, it's not a good place to be when you're lonely. So if you are, get out and meet people if you can, you know. You must focus on that as well, because connection with people will take your focus away from the booze. Because I'm sure you connect with booze and just you go to the pub and have a few drinks and everyone else is doing it, and you get into that. Wow, I'm here. This is my family sort of thing. The people used to drink with. You've got to break away from them. Start again. That pain, my integrity goes out the window. Of course I do. Couldn't you told your story? Every story is different. All are valid. Yeah, you're right there. Okay, I'm going to say good night now, and I shall catch you all tomorrow, which is Christmas Eve. And I hope you are all sorted for Christmas. By sorted, I mean just in a good place, And you've got to be focused on New Year. It's going to be 2026. We'll see you all tomorrow. Yeah? Be good. And I've got a couple more things to wrap. Been a lot. And have a decent night tonight. It's only 20 days, so watch a bit of telly, go for a walk, to the dog, whatever you want to do, and just be focused on keeping this sobriety up, and don't do anything silly. Is a message really. Thanks to the moderators, and thanks to everybody who's come on. Thanks to donations. If anybody wants to donate, put donations, super chat, or the coffee. See you later, Stoic. Well done, everybody, for coming on. And as someone said there, it's great not to lie to friends and family to protect your alcoholism, because we do protect it, don't we? That's a very good point. We protect it and we hope that no one realises we've got a problem, which is absolutely horrendous. And love to all, as it were, because life's too short. I remember meeting, just a quick story of this. An ex-friend, he died unfortunately a couple of years ago, a bloke called Bob, and I worked with him in the Met. He was a PC. I wasn't expecting he was one of my PCs. And I saw him in Carlisle about 10 years ago. It was the last time I saw him until he went to hospital. And he came over and gave me a kiss on the cheek. That was a bit strange. You never know what tomorrow brings. Yeah? You never know what tomorrow brings. And be mindful of that. Be kind to people. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Thanks so much, Pixel. It was one of a massive gesture that is. Thank you so much for your donations tonight. It makes a massive difference to the channel. Pixel says, keep it up. I will. I like the emojis. And again, grateful for all your donations and support. And I will see you very, very soon. And have a good one. Like I say, be kind. And we'll do a few more of these between Christmas and New Year. And then we'll start 2026 sober and strong. And maybe focus on a little bit of nutrition, and exercise, and mindfulness, wellness type of things. I think there's a few on here that could contribute to that. People who've been sober for a while. And, it makes a big difference. Heroic Lemon. Don't know who you always say, so thanks, Heroic. We'll be on tomorrow night. Some nights at 7 o'clock. Not every night, but I'm going to do a schedule for next year. I think it'll help people. Okay, I'll see you soon. And thank you very much for being here. All your comments and donations and all that sort of thing. Now go and troll Superstar. I haven't got time for that wanker. You're right, like he's a bell end, isn't he? Let's say it publicly. Catch you all later. Cheers.